Hi, to show you how I do the gluing, I think it's easiest to, well, just show you. So I'm gonna make a video. Here's my workspace and my tripod is set up at the angle of which to see how I do it. I have everything organized here, my pens to mark the edges, I'll show you all that. The tissues to wipe off excess glues. And my computer is set up to the PDO file of the horse that I'm working on. It's like let's see, 271 parts, and here's all the parts. I'm gonna work on the right front leg, and I'm making this piece right here. And on the side here, you'll see it right there. I always have to use this because I have no idea which piece is which. See, it's like a mess. So I have to figure out which piece goes where. And okay, so that's the piece I'm working on, which is right here. Oops. Okay. So first things first, I'm gonna mark the edges. I have all these different color markers, but like this, I mean, if you look at this, it's pretty much two colors, black and brown or something. And that's all I have. So mark the edges. This is you see how this white part meets the edge? I'm gonna leave that and mark just here. It gives a really nice effect later on, and I'll show you how it looks if the camera can focus good enough. And it's just really simple to do this. I haven't folded this yet, and I'll show you. In this type of gluing, like if you see, the model is kind of smooth, and that's the effect that I'm shooting for. The way I do that is actually to be lazy. I don't fold where I'm supposed to fold it. Like, there's supposed to be invisible lines that you're supposed to fold according to the 3D polygons on the PDO file, but then I'm not gonna do that to achieve this effect, and that actually allows you to be lazy, which is nice. And I'm gonna fold this just like, you don't have to fold it too carefully, but yeah, just quickly do this. You don't have to worry about whether or not you have to do mountain folds or valley folds, because then as long as you bend the paper, it'll bend back easier. Ah shoot, someone's calling me. Yeah. Okay. So, referring to here, I have to, oops, sorry. I have to figure out how it goes, so I guess like this. So I'm gonna just glue it like that. When I glue, I always do one tab at a time to make sure that I get it just right. And also the thing that I always do is a firm press. When you get the tab right to where you want it, you gotta push hard and push everywhere so that it gets a nice attachment. And then that way when you work on your next glue tab, it won't like come off or anything. And I'll show you. When I apply the glue, you want to put it on the edge, and don't put too much or it's gonna over spill onto the ink. I know, smear and get all sticky, and you don't want that. And also, since this is, well, I mean, usually I want to get one line on the edge and another line on the other side of the tab, just to get the attachment going pretty well. And here I go. Accidentally got some on it. I usually leave, in this case, one of the tabs, this one, outside like that, so that I can use it as a reference of which to see where the end is. Trying to do this as perfectly as I can. This model is so huge that normally that I find it's kind of troublesome to work around, but yeah, I'll get used to it. So see, I'm doing the firm press, and I don't know if you can see that, but right here, it's kind of not perfect to the other side, so I'm gonna quickly try and force everything to slide down a little bit so that it will match. Let's see. And also there are, I don't know if you can see this again, but then there are textures on here that you can sort of match to know that you're doing it properly. Okay. So I'm using both hands to just do whatever I can to get a firm press on all the sides of the glue tab. There's a little bit of excess glue here, and I usually use a tissue, but it gets it kind of like dusty and looks kind of weird, so I actually remove it now with my tweezers, something that doesn't get dust, and I just collect it on there and put it on the tissue now. Okay. I see there's a little bit white area, which means it's not as perfect as I want. So I just, while it's not completely dry, I just try and like shove the whole piece in there and hide all the white areas. If worse comes to worse, like in this corner here, there's a little bit of white area. What I normally do is just glue this part and see if the white area is hidden, because as I force this part in, that white area from the glue tab can sort of become hidden. But if that doesn't happen, then I bought these drafting pens, and if you look at the tip, they're like super tiny, and it does a decent job of like getting to the corner. So I just sort of like shove it in there and just try and get draw it in or something. These pens I bought and it came with like several other colors, so that's nice. And I guess I'll just do the rest. There's one more technique that I sort of want to show you. So